I'm fucking done with the Dolphins, man. I am done with this fucking team. Like, I've been a Miami Dolphins fan since birth, basically. And I've seen the highs, and, you know, unfortunately, I've seen the lows. And there's too many fucking lows for me to take it anymore. Too many fucking lows. This team has become a laughing stock of the NFL. And this is not coming off a 1-15, 2-14, or hell, even a winless season. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with who's in the front office and who's running this team. Who's the owner of this team? Those two guys, the owner Stephen Ross and the general manager Jeff Ireland. Those two guys have done the impossible, and you know what? And you know, I'll add that fucking fraud Bill Parcells into this as well. Those three guys have turned a franchise that was looking for a rebirth to prominence, and they made them into the laughing stock of the NFL. The fucking laughing stock of the NFL. It saddens me as a Dolphins fan that it has come to this. And, you know, and this is just me. I'm just going to be ranting, and I'm going to be all over the fucking place. So yeah. I mean, but this is just it, man. This is it. Because I mean, I expect this to happen to teams like Cleveland, Detroit, and, you know, and other, like, historically bad teams. Anyone who, even if you don't even like the Dolphins, you know that the Dolphins have not been a historically bad team. It has not been. They're definitely, at the time, the premier franchise down here in South Florida. That was until you know, LeBron James came down here. And, you know, and right now, if you ask me where the Dolphins rank as far as standing here and down here, as far as I'm concerned, they're number 4. They're the fourth most relevant team in South Florida, and that, for anybody who's lived down here ever since the Dolphins came into existence, that would have been something that would have never had been said years ago. Like, the Miami Dolphins, they are South Florida sports. They're the coup de grace of what South Florida sports is all about. And for them to go from an undefeated season, back-to-back Super Bowls, a legendary coach in Don Shula, a legendary quarterback in Dan Marino, to go from that to where they are now, where they have to ask Dan Marino to beg Peyton Manning to talk to them, to beg Dan Marino. They had to beg Dan Marino to talk to Peyton Manning. Like 10, 20 years ago, that would not happen. If they called Peyton Manning and be like, "Hey, you want to come talk to Don Shula or whatnot?" He would do it in a fucking heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat. Because the Wayne Huizenga, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of Wayne Huizenga. He was the previous owner of the Dolphins. You know, but, you know, obviously, you know, Don Shula, they have respect around the league. These ass clowns, Jeff Ireland and Stephen Ross, the current owner of the Dolphins, they have no respect around the league. They're laughing stocks. They're fucking laughing stocks. They have to beg Dan Marino for them to talk to them. And there is that the Dolphins were the only team that Peyton Manning didn't go to. Like, Peyton Manning, he went to San Francisco. He went to Arizona. He went to Denver. He went to Tennessee. And he didn't go to Miami, and he didn't talk to the Dolphins. And the worst part about that is he lives in Miami. He has a house down here. And he didn't want to fucking bother with this pathetic excuse for a franchise. He didn't want to. And no, don't get it twisted. I really didn't want Peyton Manning down here because, you know, with his history, with his age and his neck history, I don't know if he'll ever be the same player. But for fuck's sake, when you're in the sweepstakes for the guy, and he doesn't even want to go to your facility, that's a problem. That's an indictment on the owner and the general manager. That's a huge indictment on those two ass clowns. And now you look at the situation that we're in now. You trade Brandon Marshall, which I was okay with. I didn't like Brandon Marshall, but you know, you trade him. I mean, who do they have on that team? Like, as far as I'm concerned, they could trade the entire roster, start over, start the fuck over. I mean, the fact that they didn't even go after RG3 to get the number 2 pick, I mean, it makes no sense to me. What? They don't have a plan. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what the fuck's going on with me now. They don't have a plan for the future. That's the scariest part about this whole thing. That's why people that's why you have people protesting outside of their facility now in Davie, which is actually like driving is probably like 15 minutes from my house. You know what I mean? Like, you have people protesting outside the training camp facility because they had enough. We've been kicked around too long by this franchise, man. We've been kicked around too much, man. The other failure of drafting a quarterback in the first round. I mean, all we've drafted in the first round are running backs, linemen, offensive linemen, and fucking running backs. That's it already? Yeah, anyway. That's all we've done. That's all we've had. We haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since Dan fucking Marino. Are you fucking serious? That should have been the first thing we did after he retired. That was the first thing we should have done. And, you know, granted, this franchise has had some bad luck in the past. You know, with the whole Drew Brees, Dante Culpepper thing, or whatnot. But I mean, it's sad, man. Like, it really is. I'm sick and tired of it. I can't deal with this bullshit no more. You have the owner who's like, this is the part where I had enough, right? Last year, Denver was down here. They had Gator Day, and you know, it was Gator Day at the stadium in Miami. Now, people say, well, what's the big deal? Well, for one, Tim Tebow plays for the Gators, right? The starting quarterback for the Broncos. So that was done. That was all premeditated. All that was premeditated. And then, I mean, the second thing, you have the nerve to do that in the stadium that not only do the Dolphins play, but the Hurricanes play too. You have Gator Day basically in the stadium where the Hurricanes play. This is Hurricanes country. Hurricanes country. This ain't Gator country. You know what I mean? Like, it's and then, you know, obviously Tim Tebow does one of his fake comebacks and they win the game, and that's when I had enough. That's when I had enough. And I'm tired of the ownership. I'm tired of the GM. I'm just tired. And you have players laughing at us. You got NFL players laughing at us. You got the media making fun of us. You got players tweeting that nobody wants to go to the Dolphins. Like, how sad does the franchise have to be to get to that point? Like, it's sad, man. It's fucking sad. It pisses me off as a Dolphins fan because I've been a Dolphins fan for years, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore, man. This team is lost, man. They for the for the last 12 years, they've been stuck in mediocrity, and it's not going to change. I don't see it changing anytime soon. But anyways, this is Huvi 186. I'm out.